What's going on, guys? My name is Tyler Austin. As always, thank you for watching, and today we're going to be covering how to find the owners of corporate properties, LLCs, and all that good stuff so that you can have either your assistant or yourself go through your data, find them, reach out to them, see if they want to sell their property, and solve a solution if there is a solution to be solved. And that's pretty much it. So let's get to it. Hopefully this is of value to you guys. If it is, don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and probably like that bell looking thing. You gotta press a button or something so you get notifications when I post more videos. Let's get to it, guys. Thank you. So the very first one, opencorporates.com. It's a very amazing resource for you in your business. I highly recommend it. That's about it with that one. It's pretty amazing, opencorporates.com. The next one is whatever county you're going to be looking for homeowners in, go ahead and open up the property records. If you're unsure how to do that, just go to Google and then type in whatever county. So let's just say Escambia County property records. And after you do that, what you're going to do is look for something that's like a lookup. Like in Escambia County, they have a property lookup. You can click on that, and then you could search for a property by clicking the property lookup tool. So on. You're going to do the same thing, find it. A lot of times if you go straight to a county website, it's going to look something similar to this. You might have to agree to actually search the information. You guys should know how to do that by now. If not, hopefully that helped. All right, so moving on. The next thing I highly recommend is just having True People Search as a link. There's some other resources out there, but in this situation, we're going to go ahead and use True People Search. Just to kind of give an example once we find one, because this is totally not scripted, and we're just going to go into my REI Sift account where I manage all my data, and we're going to go ahead and find a corporate property, and we're going to look them up. So I just logged in real quick. We're going to filter by companies and see if my VA has not cleaned any of them. We're going to stack them up here because I always focus on cleaning up any multiple stacked company data first. So we see this one, Camellia LLC. We see it's on a high equity and a deal machine list. So we're going to go ahead and research this property, research this business owner, and find their information, put it in here. That way we can go ahead and reach out to them tomorrow and see if they want to sell their house. Because as of right now, it is about 11 o'clock at night. So we're not going to do it now. So very first thing, we found a property we want to look up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the property address itself, and this is in Pensacola, so I actually need to switch over to that Escambia County one that we were just on a second ago. Escambia County property records, and we're going to reopen that lookup back up again, use the property lookup tool. We're going to paste that property in there, and then we're going to open it up, and we're going to find out who actually owns this property and what company. So let's go ahead and do that. Camellia LLC. So it's accurate. What I like to do, the very first thing I like to do is go ahead and look at the deed from when that property was purchased and see if we have a better contact in there so that we can kind of, use that as a, I don't know, a little bit of a stepping stone, if you will. So we'll see it was a warranty deed, and we're going to kind of scroll down here. So this is one of the really beneficial things about looking at the warranty deed. Is inside the warranty deed generally has an address for that company, or at least has where they're located. So you can see that it's a California limited liability company. So that's really useful to me when I'm actually researching to find the owner of that company. So now what I'm going to do right off the bat on this case, because I just seen that, I'm going to actually look up the California Division of Corporations, and I'm going to click on the business search and click on new search, and hopefully we can find something in here. We see it was an LLC, so we're going to take that, we're going to paste that LLC in there and click search, and we're going to get some results here. So we see some property addresses, we see some cleaners, here we go. We see the exact name. This was registered earlier this year. Ours was since well, this property was purchased in 2005, so it's hard to say. But we do have a mailing address as well. So that's another thing you can do. If you have a mailing address for an LLC, what we can do is actually just search that mailing address real quick as well. and it is actually a business address, so that's not super useful for us. So we're going to kind of leave that alone for now. I'm going to close that out, but I am going to look further into this Camellia LLC that we have right here and kind of see if we have origination date or anything like that. I do not. So let's go back to the county record, look at the deed, and let's actually see if we have a name in here that we can utilize as the name. This deed is made of blanks from the company. Second page, hopefully we have a signature on this deed. All right, so this is useful right here. So we have the witness signature of the original signee, and then we have the 511 Mills Avenue signature. That's the address of the person there. I'm gonna go back real quick and see whose address that was. I can't remember if it's the address that we're actually looking for right now. So whose address is, so that's the single person, that's the address that we're actually looking up right now. So that's not the one we need. We need the one on the left-hand side. I always forget on deeds who signs on the left side, who signs on the right side. We have a witness here, and then we have the notary republic. So this is just, in this scenario, looks like only the seller signed this deed, which is interesting, unless it's the witness that's signing. We usually have two witnesses to sign off on a deed in general. So it seems as though, to me, at least upon my knowledge, now I'm not saying I'm a super expert at finding people, but this is what I know. I'm showing you guys everything just live, basically, on how I'm experiencing finding this person, so that you guys can have the same kind of mindset on what you should be looking for. So that's about it, all we got there. So let's try and dig a little deeper over here. Now, here's something. The agent for this is Matt Deloche. I think that's how you pronounce that. And I think that might have been the name over here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's Mark. Dang. Stupid M names. Alright, so we can't use that. But what we can try to do next, and this is why I have this up, we're going to do a reverse address search on the address that we actually have as a mailing address here, even though it's an LLC address. We're going to try and hopefully get something that pops up that gives us something to work with. Say Pensacola. See what we get here. So, see if we got anything that can kind of link us back. Paul Pendergast Simpson. What did we have here again? No Pauls on here, correct? So nothing there. Let's see, where to go? Pat P. Payne, Laguna Beach, California. So that's pretty close. 505 Alview Terrace. That's not the addresses here, but what we can do is go back, and we're trying to look at a different origination date. So this is interesting here. This was established in 2005 as Partners LLC. And if we can find who owns that, Oak Grove Equities owns this. So that's not super useful. Look at the original registration, see if we can get some names from this maybe. Just a crappy signature on that one. Okay. So let's try this. What we can also try on that address is searching it here, of course. We're going to search the Camellia Kalmaya. I don't even know how you pronounce that. We're going to search that here. And we're going to search California and see what we get here. Maybe this will put us in a good spot. Inactive. We got this one from January. I just feel like that's not gonna be it unless it went inactive. We got an inactive one from 2001, so we can take a peek at that. And that's pretty much it. The rest of these are just probably street addresses, right? So let's take a look at this one. This one here from 2001, 18 years ago. Stephen C. Jordan. It's not any of the names that we've seen here. Here's another branch from 2005. Brandon K. Ball. Agent address is actually in Pensacola. So this could be good. All right. So we're getting closer. We're having two things aligned together. Head office address is the same address as we had in 3422. And then, not that one, 3422. So we found it. All right, so we found it. Awesome. The branch office is in California, but the agent name is Brandon D. Ball. This is his actual address. And then his company address is in Pensacola. So as you can see, sometimes you got to go a roundabout way. You see, we kind of just use a little bit of an investigation tactic to try and use, the deed. It's not on the deed. We couldn't find anything there. So that was pretty much pointless. John P. Daniel, isn't that the name that was here? No, lies. Okay. So we found there was really nothing too much there, but we looked at it so that hopefully maybe it had something. And by looking at these different locations through the California one, by looking at the deed, it took us to California, so we knew it was in California. So that allowed us to search then that LLC in California. Then we were able to look at the different ones. We've seen one was inactive, but we opened that one up. And then after we opened that one up, we've seen that there was another branch that was in Florida, right? So they're doing a business as in Florida as a branch that was established in 2005 in May. And our property was purchased in 2005. So, hey, we're linking up right there. And then we look even further and we notice that when we click open that branch, the company address is in fact the mailing address for the property that we're looking for. So now what we need to do is we have this gentleman. So we're going to take that information and we're going to go into the True People search, which I clicked off. And we're going to do a search for that gentleman in, he's actually in Pensacola right now. Pensacola, Florida. And we're going to see what comes up. Okay, so we got a senior and we got a gentleman who's deceased. So that's interesting. Kirk Ball. We got multiple here. So what we're going to do, because, we can look at these and we can see what address they live in. But what we're going to do to try and get us a little bit further here is we're actually going to search just the property address, a reverse address search. How's it doing that? And see what comes up from the reverse address search. That generally gets us a little bit closer. So we have unknown. Man. Didn't really get us anywhere. Let's search. The actual property here. Okay. So it's a law firm. So that doesn't really help us. We thought we were getting closer. So we're just going to have to search him again generically. What we can do next, this is another method here. I'm going to show you another one. We're just going to search the actual owner name. If we're thinking he potentially lives here. Ball Brandon, K Senior. We got a trustee. 2100, 4100. Not too bad. There's a huge chance that this is the person we're looking for. Linda Case. It's no longer existing there, so we can't really use that. We could, at minimum, get to this address. We can search this address again and try and see if we search their name and we look at these addresses that are registered, if maybe they own one of them. We could do that. Look at the owners here. No names anywhere, so that's useful, isn't it? About, maybe. It's property management, so that's probably why it's the mailing address. But we can call the property management at minimum. But I think what we're going to do is go back again and just utilize this one here. So 2100 Banquos Trial, or I don't know how you pronounce that. I would probably end up using this as the property. Now, really, you want to try and find something else that links them to the property that you're kind of trying to look for. In our case, it's the 5 mills. So we would ideally want to use that as a relation there, but it's just too many options here to try and use as basically a base. There's no really solid baseline here. But what you can also do as another option here is we can close this out now. We don't need that. We can also take the Mills property and do the owner's name as, or whatever this Camellia, and see if that LLC owns any other properties as well. And then hopefully we can use one of those. Wow. Okay. So they own quite a bit. They owned probably, what, 20 properties here or so. So then what we can do is you can utilize and look to see if any of those properties actually have any form of relation towards the true people search addresses that you're seeing. You're really just trying to give a concrete Pyodont, or however you pronounce that, like something that links these people with the properties that this company owns. A lot of them don't take this long, to be honest with you. This is a bit longer than it normally takes, so it's a pretty good example, but it's also going to make the video a bit longer, and I want to kind of steer away from that because I know most of you aren't going to stay until the very end. But in the end, I would reach out to every one of these. I'm not a robot, thank you very much. But Yates Avenue, a 904 area code. That's Jacksonville. You know, I would, come on now. I would venture to say that it's probably the senior. If you were to reach out to the senior, you'd probably be in a pretty good position to be talking to the right person. But it's a little difficult to say for certain. You got potential other corporations that this Brandon K. Ball might be associated with as well, so you can look into those. There's a lot of different rabbit holes that you could go down. In the end, what you've done from this is you have at least got a property management company that we know is the one that manages it. We know we have a bunch of other properties that they actually own. And then on top of that, you have plenty of doors to knock on to say, hey, do you guys happen to know this individual? The very next thing, and the last thing you kind of want to do, I showed you the freeway, but let's go ahead and go this route real quick, and let's actually search this address inside of, we're just going to use REI Skip as the tool here real quick. If you're an REI Sift user, and depending on when you're seeing this, you could just do it from inside of REI Sift, but we're going to do it in REI Skip just because it's a good quick search here. That's not what we wanted. And there's a chance that it might find this information for us. Oh, I don't have any skip credits, so that's great. How do I add more skips? I'm gonna pause it real quick and we're gonna try and figure out how to add more skips. 1 second. All right, so hopefully we can search it now. I added some skips here. Huh. Well, that's depressing. So there you go. There's that. But what we could do if we want to at this point is we could also search the individual here. If we wanted to, we already got some phone numbers to try that are free. But honestly, that's pretty much where I would stop it. I would document all that. In this case, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna copy this address. I'm just gonna put it inside my REI Sift account here, and I'm just gonna call this property management address. And then I'm gonna take the mailing address that we found here, not this one. I'm gonna take the senior. Get out of here. Everything's fighting against me, I guess, huh? All right, so now that we have that, we're gonna take, I don't know how senior says he's 48, but we're gonna grab this one, and we're gonna use this as the individual here. Be nice if we found another possible phone number to be like a California number or something, but man, it's hard. I don't think so. But we're gonna go ahead and use this individual. Wait, Piedmont, 4151 Piedmont. Piedmont. That's none of these ones here. Palmetto, Palmade, Mills. Nothing else there. So we're gonna go ahead and use that one though as a potential. Potential address here. And then I'm gonna just take the link to the person and I'm gonna put that in there as well. And then I'm gonna save this. And there we go. If I felt confident that that was in fact the person, then I would have updated their information inside the actual deal here. I think either way, it's confident enough actually that it is Brandon Ball. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Click save, and then it's gonna go ahead and push that over to clean. So if I look for Mills in here, I'm sure there's quite a bit of Mills, and this isn't an REI Sift tutorial at all, so I'm not gonna worry about it. But he's in here under the rest of the Mills. I could search the property address itself, but that's that. True people search, open corporates, looking at the deed. That's the investigative strategies that you need to use in order to do this. So, all right. So hopefully that was useful to you. If it was, feel free to hit that like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell, all that good stuff. Put a property or a company in the description below, and if I have time, I'll try and find it. Give me some information. I'll try and help you find it. But no guarantees. As you can see, sometimes it can take quite a long time to try and find somebody. But if a property has equity and it's on a tax delinquent list and something else, this is the kind of stuff you have to do to go that extra mile, or train your virtual assistant to do, to go the extra mile for you to find the deals that no one else wants to put the time into. And I promise you, if you do that, you will experience a lot of growth in your business, because honestly, no one else cares about these hard deals. Everybody else wants to just scrape the surface and then move on, but that's not a way that you build longevity. That's not how you understand the inner workings of the business. So hopefully this video, again, was useful. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.